Hello, in this video I want to share with you my interview with Catherine and Marcus from Bitter Trick. Bitter Trick are an electronic indie pop duo who've recently released a single called Say No, which I would urge you to go and check out. This interview was originally recorded for my micro music radio show on Voice FM, and you can hear the original at the link that I'll put in the show notes below. I will also put links to Bitter Trick's music, and I urge you to go and check that out as well. They are a brilliant band, and yeah, hopefully you will enjoy this rather lovely chat I had with them. Right, thank you for joining me on the radio show today. Would you mind, there's a small chance, I guess, that some people out there haven't heard your music before, so do you want to just tell us who you are and what you do?
Yes.
Yeah, so we're Bitter Trick. We're an indie pop duo. And
yeah, we just do kind of fun indie pop songs. That's kind of all we do.
yeah, we kind of we try and write songs about things that actually happen to us or like things that have impacted our lives. But that's kind of us in a nutshell. It's kind of fun and generally quite lighthearted stuff.
No, brilliant. So your sound is quite synth-based, isn't it? From things I've heard, it's quite it's kind of a modern 80s sound, if that makes sense. Does that ring bells?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. We definitely drew a lot of influences from a lot of the synth pop stuff from the 80s, I guess sort of Joy Division and stuff like that. And then obviously took it into a completely different thing more recently with a lot of the guitars and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, cool. So there's a number of acoustic versions of your songs on social media in various places as well that kind of show a more delicate musical side as well, if I dare say that. Is that a fair thing as well? So
yeah, definitely. I think we love to get back to the basics of songs sometimes because obviously mostly we write on a piano to begin with or a guitar, and so I always think that it's really nice to showcase that in a kind of more organic state as well, and I think it just gives different people different things to kind of be interested by and excited by, because I think some people particularly like the acoustic stuff that we do, which is cool.
That's really nice. Yeah. So your last song was called Say No. What was that about?
So having said that we keep it lighthearted, it was basically it was really about kind of coming into yourself and figuring out the things that matter to you, and standing up for yourself and speaking out when you think something is wrong or sort of clashes with your beliefs. So I think it's just really about having strength to kind of go against the grain when you need to. And I think that's really important. And it's something that we've personally had a lot of experience with in the last couple of years. And so I think it just was like a big release of kind of that development in our lives.
That's fantastic. But it's a really catchy song, and catchy songs that have a serious point are always the best songs in my opinion. So
I agree.
There was a video that goes with it as well that was pretty amazing. So there's did that come about somehow as well? The kind of, it's kind of a cartoon version, isn't it, of the song almost? And
that's right. Yeah.
Thank
so
you.
we that was a lot of fun to make because we made it ourselves as well.
I did know that.
Yeah, it was basically it's basically just a kind of story, like a storyboarded version of what Catherine's just described. Basically,
yeah,
it's basically a guy he's watching everything around him kind of crumble, and he
doesn't do anything.
He doesn't do anything. He just sits there,
and watches things fall apart, which is
and that's easier to animate as well because he didn't have to get up.
Didn't do very much, but yeah, it was nice. It was like we're in lockdown and we were like, well, how are we going to do a video? I think like a lot of other artists, and it was just a fun way to kind of entertain ourselves and also make something cool.
Well, it's extremely impressive. So you mentioned lockdown there. There's the inevitable lockdown question, I guess. How have you found kind of making music in lockdown? Has it been inspiring or not inspiring or anything else?
Yeah, lockdown has been it's like the seven stages of grief. It's like there's been like 7 stages of lockdown where it's kind of the exciting kind of, we're all kind of hanging out with family more, and then we're making banana bread, and then it's kind of like
doing quizzes.
Yeah, doing quizzes, and then that gets old. But what it's been for us is a real opportunity to kind of look at like what matters to us as musicians and as people, and also learn new things, and like we've had the time and the opportunity to like delve into other styles, like you said, with the stripped back versions that we've been doing. And it's been a real opportunity to kind of not flourish but
explore
yeah.
what we already do. Yeah.
So in theory, once the brakes come off a little bit, we've got more of a opportunity to kind of thrive, when we start doing gigs again.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing. So you said there that you're taking the time to explore and try new things. So what have you learned about your music and yourselves?
Well, I think that we've learned about ourselves and about our kind of creative process, that it matters to us to feel like we're being kind of honest with ourselves and authentic. I think that we've written a lot more honest songs. I think that we've taken a lot more from our own experience, like you said at the beginning. And I just think, I think that's been a really important part of the way we've kind of started to release music again. Just being ourselves more, and also just being ourselves more on social media as just sort of a general thing, because I think that it's really unsustainable to try and uphold like this perfect sort of image.
Yeah, I think that there's conception with artists. I think especially when it comes to very famous artists, like the charts sort of people, that everything is perfect and they're like airbrushed and they look amazing and they're all always doing fantastic things, but life just isn't really like that, actually.
Especially at the moment.
And I think, and it's like recognizing that for us, we're not coming like we're on the rise. We're kind of what's the word? We're like DIY artists.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like being able to be honest about that and just share like bits of our life and kind of our process and how we do things is like, it's really nice.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And all the best artists are kind of independent DIY artists. That's entirely what my micro music is about. It's about, that there's so much amazing talent out there that never gets heard by big audiences. And, the more that we can do to promote bands like you, there's just so much talent out there. It's just amazing. So what can we expect from you after lockdown in terms of music and gigs and stuff?
Well, the next thing that's coming is a new song in May, and then an EP the month after that. So that will include Say No and KPBP, which were released before that, and a couple of other songs. And it's really sort of a summary of our development, like we were just saying, about kind of being more honest and being more authentic. And hopefully it's really fun and catchy to listen to as well. And then we would just love to get gigging again. It's been, I think, as gigging musicians, it's been like the longest time that we haven't done a gig for. It's like a whole year.
Imagine,
so
yeah.
It's really strange not to be able to connect with people.
As soon as we can do some sort of big show or small show, it would be great. Like we used to have quite a nice live setup with like a drummer, and we'd bring all the synths, and we even had like a digital theremin that would come out. Like it was quite a spectacle.
Yeah.
So we're actually trying to get back into that and conceptualize that in our minds for when it's time. But until then, just keep trying to make records and like bring them out, release them.
That sounds amazing. So the reason we've got you on to chat is because you are playing at Homefest over Easter weekend on Voice FM, which is amazing. What can we expect from your set for that?
Well, we're going to do basically a lot of the songs from the upcoming EP that we just mentioned that's going to be out later this year. And it probably, it'll be sort of acoustic versions that we can just do in a nice chilled out way from our conservatory.
Yeah.
And basically a couple of covers as well.
Yeah.
Stuff that from similar like artists that we have drawn influence from, like everything. So
yeah, it'll just be a really nice chance to like have some sort of live experience, even if it's not in person. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm grateful for them for
asking us to play.
Yeah, as well, because it's a cool little setup, cool idea. Obviously we can't necessarily go to concerts, So to have a live stream is cool. Like, it's a cool, fun idea. Yeah.
It's the next best thing, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So can we expect you down in Southampton playing live shows once everything has opened up at some point in the future?
Absolutely. I mean, once once the like I said, once the brakes are off, the sky's the limit, and we can start reaching out to promoters and getting things set up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. No, that sounds amazing. So random question based on kind of live music then. If you could play on one ideal concert, who would be on the bill with you?
Oh.
All right. How big's this gig? How many?
As big as you like. Yeah.
Yeah.
As big as you like.
Should we say 3? It's like a 4-band lineup.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So like for me, no, you go.
I would pick Kimbra and maybe Everything. And you only have to think of one now.
Oh, that's right. We're one of them. That's right.
Make it 4 or 5 if you want. There's no limit on this imaginary gig.
Everything. Maybe someone like Baby Queen.
Yeah, Baby Queen. That would be really fun.
Yeah, she's quite cool. She's doing some cool stuff. Yeah, that would be a good gig actually.
That would be a cool gig. Yeah. And I think, I think as well, like any other artists who are like up and coming right now as well, because it's always nice to meet other people who are on the same path as you, but like in a real sense at a gig, it's really nice to have that kind of camaraderie of other people who are trying to do something.
No, definitely. Brilliant. Well, in that case, I'll just say thank you very much for talking to me and for answering these questions. And I will definitely be watching you at Homefest over Easter weekend. And best of luck for that.
Thank
Brilliant.
you.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks for having us.